Hi, it's Ian. Welcome back to my 30 days of knife skills. Today is day 14 and we are working with tomatoes. So this is a tomato that just came into the farmer's market. So along with cucumbers arriving, it's the sign that summer is here, and it's always great to have tomatoes. My own tomatoes in the garden they're not quite coming out yet. So right now it's just have to buy them at this point, but later in the season I'll have plenty of tomatoes coming from the garden. So lots of things to do with tomatoes. The first thing is to decide if we want to take this out first or do it in a subsequent step. So for me, I usually don't take this out unless I'm doing slices for sandwiches. I think that's maybe one of the only reasons why I would start doing this kind of slice. So slicing it this way would be to put it on sandwiches, in which case I would probably take this off first. And the way I would do that is use the heel of the knife this way. So I would not, of course you can do it this way or this way and roll, but I feel safer this way, so I would take it off this way. But I don't think I'll be doing that today. I think maybe I might just cut it into, well, I haven't really quite decided what to do with this yet. But one very common one would be wedges. So in that case, I would cut it in half like this and then take out this stem like that. So that's how I would start. And in terms of the size, you could, if you want it all even, you could start with half and then go half and then half again, something like that to get it all even. If that's not big of an issue, I usually just don't really worry too much about it and just eyeball it by going this way. Something like that is quick and easy way to get quick wedges like that. So this is great for really anything. You can just eat it like that, sprinkle some salt, put it in a salad, whatever. So that's one very common way. Another common way, well, some people talk about taking seeds out or peeling. It depends on what you're trying to do. This peel does feel a little bit tough. It looks like this one I can start to sort of peel. You could just peel it with a knife. It would just be as simple as just going like this and peeling it with a knife. If you wanted to take the seeds out, then you could cut that middle membrane out like this. Some people will advocate just taking out that middle part and then maybe scraping out the rest with your fingers, or you can use a spoon or something like that. And then you have something, especially if you take the skin off, the peel off first and then do that, then you have just the membrane for certain applications. So that's another way to do that. Of course, I wouldn't throw this away at all. I would chop that up and put it into something that the moisture is no problem, in like a dressing or something like that, or some salad where a little bit of water content is not a big deal. I would use that. Another way to just get the membrane, if you're doing something like a tomato sauce, is to put it on a grater. So I don't have a grater here, but you could just take a whole half and have a box grater and just grate the whole thing, and you'll be just left with the skin, and you can just toss that. And then you have sort of a pureed raw tomato with all the peel gone. It's a very quick way to throw it in a quick sauce, tomato sauce, or like a shakshuka or something like that, where you just want the membrane and you don't mind the juice. Of course, you could take that on a strainer and get some of the juice out, but anytime I get the juice out, usually I'll throw that into some other thing, because tomato has great flavor, and this watery stuff, that has great flavor as well. So I would never toss that. If we were doing slices for sandwiches, it could be this way too. If it was for sandwiches, this is not my preferred way. My preferred way is to go the other way that we were first talking about. But another application that we might want is skin and seeds and all. Just do a quick dice for maybe a salad or something like that, where you don't mind the seeds and the skin being in there. Then that's a quick way to do that. Of course, you could do multiple slices and stack them and do that. It's not very difficult to do that. So that's pretty much what I do with tomatoes. A lot of times it's just in wedges. I might put it on a salt block for a minute or so, and it's a delicious way just to eat tomatoes that way. I don't usually do this kind of thing where I take the seeds out, and if I do want the peel off, sometimes it depends on how tough it is and how easy it is to remove. But this one is sort of moderate. So if I wanted it to quickly remove the peel, of course you need a pretty sharp knife to do this. But here we have just only the membrane, and we could chop that up like that. So yeah, depends on what you're trying to do, and depends on what kind of tomato it is, how watery it is, how tough the peel is, and whatever you're using it for. It kind of depends. So also, tomatoes are acidic, and this knife is a carbon steel knife. It does react to acidic foods, so that's why I'm being a little bit more careful when I'm working with this knife and something like tomatoes. It's not as bad as onions, or especially citrus. Those are more acidic, but tomatoes are still within that realm. So I just keep a wet and a dry towel handy. So that's it for tomatoes. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you on the next one.